Colin and the Donovan, because that's what's that? Let's get ready.
I think this is the first time, the first time I can easily recall, but certainly in a very long time, that we hit everything we said we were going to talk about.
We've been getting better.
Wow. 100 episodes in, and we're finally doing it. We're finally doing it. Okay. So now, sports. Okay. So we're out
try
here.
to pull up my fantasy real quick.
Last week, the Seahawks lost to the fucking Giants. It was disgusting. We played the Jets this week. If the Seahawks can't beat the fucking Jets, if we are the one, I'm pretty sure the Jets still don't have one win. I'm pretty sure the Jets' record is still 0-13. Let's see, Jets
How
record.
is that even possible?
Yeah, it's pretty gross. The same way that last week was the first week the Steelers lost. They were 10-0, 11-0, or whatever until last week, and they finally lost.
Wow.
It's horrible. Their schedule is just cake. The Jets are fucking terrible, but they also have a hard schedule, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's see.
They generally do.
Jets record.
When I lived in New York, I was a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Just because, you just pick one. I was a Mets fan. I was not a Yankees Giants fan. Because fuck the Giants. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, fuck the Giants.
Manny Eli.
And so let's see. It's week 13.
It is indeed.
Yep.
First week.
They're winless. They're 0-12.
Hot dog. Or this is week 14.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
First week of fantasy football.
Nope, they're 0-12.
Playoffs.
They're 0-12. They have not won a single game. So if we lose,
then we deserve to lose.
I'm going to freak the fuck out. This is what I'll do. I'm going to have a bitch fit. Yeah, so it was pretty bad, but I look forward to this week. It should be good.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. On top of that, Oregon was supposed to play UW this week. The game got canceled because so many people at UW have COVID and they can't field a full team. Yes. So there is no UW Ducks game this week, which fucking really sucks because that's always one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Always one of my favorite games. Not happening this week. So all I have to look forward to is fantasy playoffs. This league that we're in is really the only one that I actually feel confident in. All other leagues I'm like, I could win, but this one I'm like, I'm fucking taking this. I want this so bad.
So bad.
I haven't won since the first year of this league. I've been the commissioner of this league for 5 years now. I need to win again, right? I'm pretty certain I need that. This is year 5 of this league.
See, I think we need to amend some rules next year because we always have this unwritten rule about paying back the commish. I feel like if the commissioner should win, maybe he should, no.
Which is funny because just earlier today I was talking to Jordan. I was like, I don't even know that I'll give the runner-up their money back if I win. And she said, that's bad karma. And I was like, I know. I said, but I don't know that I'll do it. But I feel like I probably will. Mm-hmm. But in that moment that I was holding the jar, that was really only $5.50 because I got a little bit left. Yeah. I was like, I might do it. Like I might just keep all this and tell that person to eat a dick. But I forgot that I have got the commish money back the last couple of years. But that's because it's been Lacey and Casey, like a couple the last 3 years. So Boston Casey didn't make it in. He's not in the playoffs, but Lacey is in the playoffs. Lacey is in the playoffs because she had 10 more points than Jordan overall over the season, right? So the tiebreakers to get into the playoffs for the seeding was points overall over the season. Jordan, Lacey, Isaiah, and like 3 other people all had the same record because of the way this shit played out last week. And I was like, oh, you're going to be in because you have more points than Isaiah, and you won by more points than Isaiah won by, and so you're all going to be good. I didn't look at Lacey's game. Lacey scored 10 more points, beat Jordan into the playoffs by 10 fucking points. Savage. Oh, it was horrible. Jordan battled to get to that towards the end of the season.
Bro.
Yeah, horrible. I felt terrible. But it is what it is. So I'm trying to take that 7 home.
Okay. I had like this strange idea I was trying to work out in my head.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, because it'd be one thing if you were somebody that just happened to be wicked good at fantasy or whatever it was, and you constantly won as the
Yeah.
commissioner, it was like there'd be a cool thing. Like, let's say if you did not choose to give the second place person their money back, right?
Yes.
What if instead of that rule being like the thing? Because I mean, let's be real here. There ain't no points for second place. Or winners and losers,
Right.
right? So instead of everybody giving back the money to the second place guy, what if we put back that money, that second place person's money, back into the jar to make you sweeten the pot for next year,
Ooh.
right? But mind you, it cancels itself out right then
Right.
and there. It's always just one extra person's money in there.
Yeah.
But
Well, so Chad Piazzik was at my house earlier this week for dinner and a drop of his fantasy money, and we were talking about the league and different stuff we're gonna do. And so I want to try out some different stuff next year. I want to try out Yahoo instead of ESPN. There's been a lot of people that had issues with the app this year
oh yeah,
since I updated ESPN. So yeah, at least 6 people I've had.
I've
tell
done
me
the
they've had
Yahoo
issues
one
with it.
one time, I think.
Did you like
I
Yahoo?
didn't
It was
have
a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was my first ever
Yeah.
time in fantasy, so there was a learning curve. But I remember it being very simple and easy to use.
Yeah, so I think we'll try Yahoo. There was something else that
Getting
I
rid of
wanted to
kickers.
do. I'm gonna try again. I really don't want kickers anymore. I'm really sick of that shit, but I understand. I've won games off kickers this year, so I understand the benefit to it. But I also am so fucking sick of dealing with them that I do. Oh, I'm gonna add a bench spot. We're gonna have one more bench spot next year for sure.
Mhm.
And
That would be
then
nice.
Chad said that he would
Just
really,
because the amount of people we have.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Chad said he would really like to see the pot be larger.
Yeah.
Chad
That's what I was trying to
said
think, how
he
do we
would
sweeten that
really
deal?
like for it to be a cool grand. And I have this is the first year that I haven't raised it, that I haven't raised the buy-in.
Mhm.
So it's been $700 the last 2 years. Next year we're definitely going to go to $60 for sure.
Yep.
And we'll add another $140. It'll be the League of $840, and we'll see how everyone feels about that, And the following year will be $980. We'll be just shy of $1,000 if we're all putting
Mhm.
in $70.
You know what we need to do? We need to find enough people that we could potentially field, 2 full leagues, and then we create an actual commissioning body
Yeah.
with,
A
a
board?
number of members. Say like 3
Yes.
members from each of the leagues,
Yes.
including the top commissioner spot as the tiebreaker on the
Savage.
top,
Yes.
and then we can and then that combined, then there's multiple leagues running, right? So, but then you just think of each of those leagues as essentially separate divisions.
Right.
right?
And then the people
Whoever
whoever makes it into the playoffs in
Mhm.
both leagues are in one league together next year, and the remainders are in the second
Yep.
league. It's like a winners and losers league
Yep.
almost.
and then even then,
Oh God, that's a good
Yep.
idea.
And then even then, that pot still only goes to the winner of the. Oh, see, that would be the problem. Because then there's 2 pots that you got to deal with, but realistically, it would be 1 because we're creating the Grand Commission over top. But how do you?
Because it would be
yeah.
tough if you did the only.
Because then you'd need the 2 players, the top players from each division.
And you can't just do whoever scores the most
No.
points between those 2 winners.
No.
That doesn't seem like a fair way to do it. That's a good. Okay,
what
so
about overall points through?
through the
the
season or
season?
something, yeah, we would have
That
to
might be
come up like
something.
with our own tiebreakers of
Yeah.
like record, most points,
Yep.
and then it would have to be. We could almost do a ratio of points for versus points against. How bad did you beat your opponents, and
Yeah.
how difficult were your
Yeah.
opponents?
Take that percentage. But then we need
Man,
the commission to come up with. We need the commission to write down those bylaws as
Yeah.
how we run the overall
Yeah.
league.
because if we got 2 more people, then we could have 2 8-man leagues,
Mhm.
and then the teams in an 8-man league are stacked, fucking stacked
That would
in
be
8
money.
men. Yeah, and so everybody has fat ass teams. That is a decent. That's a good idea.
because you just double your money at that point.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think we can do this. Yeah, we can downsize the league, get a few more people in, and we can create a different style.
Yeah.
We might be accidentally starting like a gambling ring, but that's okay.
Well, so
How does
Jordan's best friend Kaylee is is married to a guy named Scott, right? And
Mhm.
Scott is actually in a 40-man league that does something similar to what you're talking about. That's 4 10-man leagues that all. So I'll pick Scott's brain about like how do you guys figure this out in the playoffs? Like what's the winner?
Yep.
But I know they also do like a whole weekend of drafting. Like he goes away for a weekend. They live in Florida now. He flies back here for the weekend for the fantasy drafts. Yeah.
Oh, row.
Yeah, to throw this because it's like
Oh, yeah.
several $100s that he's putting into the
Mhm.
pot to this big league. So,
That is-
yeah.
And the nice thing is you can essentially recruit other leagues that would like to participate,
Yeah.
and then you get representatives from their league onto the board.
Well, and we're finally at a size of the league now where like everybody's committed. Like we've weeded out everybody who doesn't give a shit. Everybody is still setting their lineups every week. Everything is like it's competitive.
I'm a big fan of this concept.
Man, that's a fucking good idea, bro.
I'm full of them today,
That's
bro.
a good
Look at
idea.
this. Episode 99 got me on fire.
I'm gonna start talking to people about that as I see
That's a
them.
cool idea.
What do you think about separating into 2 leagues that feed into?
How fun would it be to sit there and like chop it up on the council to try to come up with these rules? That seems really fun.
Oh
to me.
my
It's like creating a little
God.
mini government. Look at that.
Oh my god, I'm beaming. That's such a fucking good idea.
That sounds like
Oh,
a lot
that's
of
such
fun
a good
too,
idea.
right? So, and
I love that so much. Okay, so I love that so much.
Oh.
Okay. So Colin and I are both in the playoffs. Who are you playing this week in the playoffs? You're playing the comeback kid. That's
Yep.
Jordan A. I have gone to school with him since at least the 3rd grade. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
3rd grade all the way through school. We
Damn.
went through elementary, junior high, and high school together. Yeah. Jordan Almodovar. Oh, whoops. Oh, well. I don't give a shit. I'm sure he doesn't care either. He's in the league.
He's
Talk all
cool.
the time. Yeah. No, he doesn't care. So,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it's going to be a
Tough.
tough one for
He
me,
has a
man.
good squad. He has I beat him by like 0.2 points or whatever. That's the
yeah.
guy that like just his kicker he needed 1 more point to beat me. I beat him by like 0.2 points.
I think
it's tough, bro.
I've played him once before, I believe. And
Yeah.
I believe that I fucked on him hard, but I think
You
it
have a
was
good
because
squad.
it was early on, and I had the dream team going, and I'm pretty sure he got like super screwed by injuries or something like that, and some
Yeah.
people like dropped out partway through the game. I think he got really screwed, but I think I ran a train on him the first time, so
You
we'll
have a
find
good
out.
squad, and you have like some good matchups.
Dude, even last week's game, I had, that was like the worst bye week I had. I had like 4 bye weeks I had to fill.
Right.
And injuries
Right.
and so I had to do some crazy maneuvers and try to get trades and blah blah blah, and I picked up a bunch of, and I barely, I mean, I didn't lose as nearly as bad as I thought I did or I was
Yeah.
going to. It could have been devastating, but I kept my points average still pretty high, which was nice,
yeah.
I like to keep that statistic continually going. But yeah, like I got Kirk Cousins going up against Tyler Murray, which is a thing. But because Minnesota's playing Tampa Bay, and I don't think that's a great matchup for what it is. And then Arizona ain't great, but they're going against the Giants, so there's probably some points to be had there.
The Giants' defense is tough, bro. That's what got us last week, is that their defense is actually good. Their offense is for shit.
Yeah.
But if they can keep you off the field for long enough.
So it's not necessary. So I got a little bit of hope there then at least. But I just worry about Tampa. Well, and then even it doesn't really matter, but how's the Tampa Bay's defense? I mean, I used to have them
It's good.
as my defense. I
It's
lost them
good.
during that bye week shuffle, but
Yeah.
now I got the Raiders D,
Yeah.
which isn't great. And they're going up
So-
against the Indianapolis Colts.
Just to give everybody their credit, this is the way that our playoffs weighed out. I am playing Morgan in the first round. The cool thing, just as a sidebar, the cool thing, if we had 2 8-man leagues, we could still make it 6-man playoffs, so there's still 2 losing teams, like just real fucking hardcore losers, and then the 2 winning teams, or the top teams in each playoffs, would have a first week bye. And so the first week of the playoffs, you don't even have to field. You don't play anybody. Your team just goes, and then whoever wins in the other 2 games, you play them in week 2, and then so that's like even a reward thing. That week 1 you're shoe into week 2, which
Yeah.
is so
I'm into
something to consider.
this concept, especially if we decide that percentage base is how we would base it. Like
Yeah.
we could do whatever we wanted, that way. We could look at a whole ranking system for how everybody did as a whole that way.
Yeah, we would have to come up with a third metric,
Yeah.
right? Because if we did, the percentage of like how bad you beat your opponents, or how it would be essentially how difficult your schedule was,
Yeah.
how many points you had against the percentage of how many points you did, and then the record. We have to come up with one more metric,
Yep.
so that whoever had the better of the three, 2 of the 3 is
Yeah.
the winner, overall winner of the full league. So we would have to just think of a third metric.
Yep. Not a problem.
Yeah.
We'll get the brain trust together.
Okay.
And we're
so-
gonna have to come up with a more legit league name. Not that there's anything wrong with the
No,
league of $700.
you're totally right, and that's just been a filler this whole time. I don't have a good league name, and nobody has pitched one to me that I've been like, that's it. So I've just been going with however much money we have
Yeah.
every year.
It would have to
So-
be. We'd have to necessitate its creation at the first board meeting.
Yeah.
And
man.
we got to get a gavel too.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we'll meet at the bar if we're ever allowed back in bars.
A gavel.
And then
I'll get
and
a
then
proper
bunk bunk.
a proper belt, because I got a weight belt that I was going to turn into a championship belt, and then COVID happened and I was lifting, so I just started using it as a weight belt. So
Oh, yeah.
now it's all sweaty and gross, so I got a new weight belt to make into a championship belt. But that's the thing we're doing. So
I'm super jazzed about this.
Hey,
so there was
so-
one other matchup that I'm super excited about. I just wanted to say
Yes.
real quick, is we were just talking about the Jets versus the Hawks this week,
yes,
right?
The Hawks is
Bro, Tyler Lockett as wide receiver against the New York Jets, I
Yeah,
feel
that
is
should be
going
a
to
good one.
be that right there. I need that to happen. That's my. If Tyler Lockett starts fucking on him, and I just am racking up those points, I'll feel really good about my chances.
that could be a game winner right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But other than that, yeah, it's projected 128 to 138 right now. I'm a little advantaged right now because his running back, Darrell Henderson Jr., pulled a whole 0.5 points.
That's because Cam Akers went fucking bonkers on Thursday
Yeah.
night. He had like 120 something yards.
I
And,
saw you out there tweeting.
oh yeah, Cam Akers went bonkers. It was dope. I like that shit.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So what are you looking at this week? against
Yes,
Morgan
so Morgan this week, I'm going to go over the playoffs real quick, and then I'll go over my matchup with Morgan.
Okay.
Me and Morgan, Chad and Cody are playing you and Jordan, Jordan Almodovar, and then we have Lacey and Casey, not Boston Casey, Casey Bowman, who's been on the show before, Case Bulls. Case Bulls is projected for 149, and Lacey is projected for 126. So that is going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Let's see.
And
My-
both of them are nasty, man. So like, you squeak by, or you dominate, or whatever. However you get your W, if you get your W, you're walking into another heavyweight championship
Yes,
match.
Yes.
I don't feel like it's the same situation on my side of the bracket this year,
So let's see.
even though we're the winners
here.
bracket. And dude, you're gonna. Oh man, you got Russ to.
I'm not excited about that. Russ do be going off.
Russ be cooking.
So that's my biggest concern. And the way that I draft, I'm a late quarterback drafter. So this year has been particularly tough for me. I have Matt Ryan going, and Julio's not playing. And when Julio doesn't play, he does like shit. My other quarterback is Matt Stafford, which is not much better. So I'm not excited about that. I do, however, have Chris Carson, who's playing the Jets. So that should be a fucking great matchup.
Hopefully not too great, and most of them are long bombs to Lockett. Not worried about it.
David Montgomery has been playing really well, and he's playing Houston, who has a traditionally horrible run defense, so that should be really nice. And then Zeke looked pretty good last week, and he's playing against Cincinnati, so hopefully he's able to do well. And then in the same matchup that you were talking about, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, I have Adam Thielen, who's like the #1 wide receiver right now, some shit like that, top 5 for sure. He's doing fucking great. So hopefully that will do a lot of points for me. And
Yeah,
I have been
Thielen pretty good, don't you?
feeling pretty good. Exactly. Yeah. And I have the Saints D, who was doing terrible in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And ever since I picked him up, they've been scoring consistent points.
You're welcome.
I've won 2 matchups off the Saints defense.
I think I started with the Saints D. And
I
then
think you
switched to
did,
Tampa
yeah.
Bay.
Yep. I have been winning. I have won 2 matchups just off of the Saints defense. It has been
Sometimes that
great for
defense
me.
comes in handy, man.
I took the chance on them the first week. I was like, I don't know, like it could be worse. But yeah, the last 5 weeks, 17, 15, 17, 15, and 8. So I have won 2 different matchups off that. I'm a big fan. Yeah, the first couple weeks, 18 week 1, and then 3, -3, 6, 2, the bye week 3, 7, and then the first week I picked them up was against Tampa Bay, 17, and that's how I won the matchup with my defense because they played against Tom Brady. He played like shit,
Dude.
and they had a touchdown and picks. It was beautiful, and I've been riding them ever since then.
Man.
And this week they're playing Philadelphia. That's fucking great. Next week they're playing Kansas City, which sucks assholes.
Yep.
But we'll be all right. So I'll probably try
You'll
and
be
pick up,
all right.
I'll probably try and pick up another defense next week, because anybody playing Kansas City is not. That's no good unless they can get like a pick 6 or something like that. There's no chance. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for 3 touchdowns probably. There's going to be 30 points going on. That's no good. So I don't know if you've seen this. If you go to the fantasy cast part, it shows you like a win probability now, which I really don't like.
Yeah, I know. Well, I noticed that on the app.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
The percentage.
Yeah, not
No?
a fan. No, that doesn't. I don't.
Is it not working in your favor, or?
No, I have a 55% chance win probability. I just don't like that it shows that. That just doesn't.
I mean, it shows it anyways.
I
want to
feel
score,
scared. Too much confidence is not good.
But... Okay, that's point well taken.
Yeah.
So, you got any more matchups you're interested in, like that?
Nope, that's
Okay,
it. That's
'cause
my whole. That's my whole squad.
I wanted to bring up the fact that I think it's super dope that we, all 3 of us, between Morgan, you, and myself,
Yes.
have a serious interest in the Hawks fucking on the Jets this
Yes.
week. I'm so excited about it.
Yes.
All of our futures hinge on the Hawks taking a hard W.
Are you going to actually watch the game this week?
I'm really busy tomorrow. I don't know. I gotta go move furniture tomorrow.
Oh, week.
And it's a 1 o'clock game.
Well, you should
so-
listen to it. Put it on the radio.
Oh, I will.
Listen
I'll
to
throw
it. Yeah.
some 710 on.
Yeah. That should be a good one.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of driving and stuff too.
Oh man.
And then when I'm at the Madre's house and stuff moving furniture, I think she still have a TV up, so
There
I
you
think I
go.
might throw the game on while that's
Yeah,
happening.
it'll be worth it. It'll be a good one. I always like Dax is into football now. He even can sign football, right? Which is pretty cool.
That is dope.
But
Laces.
yeah, as long as I'm sitting on the floor, he's cool to watch football. He'll sit like in my lap or go to my legs and just kind of lean back and he'll watch the game.
Yeah.
But it's always better when the Hawks play at 1 because he goes down like right when the game starts and then he's waking up usually at the tail end of it.
Yep.
So he's awake and like jazzed enough to watch football that he'll tolerate the last few minutes of it, and then we'll usually go and do something on Sundays. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the mall, so
Yep.
we'll hang out in the morning after I get home from work, and then we'll watch the game, and it's great.
Most
I'll
definitely.
usually let him watch whatever he wants, but Sundays for football
It's football.
in our house, and that's how I live my life, and so that's how
That's
my
how I
family
live my
lives
life.
their life. It's
That's right.
football on Sundays, so it's good.
I'm really excited. This is going to be a
Yeah.
good first rounder.
We forgot to hit it during the show, like we always do, but please leave us ratings and review if you're listening to the show. We really need to just set the timer. We really
We
just
do.
need to set a 30-minute timer.
We did good
So
having
that-
an intro with it,
Yes,
which we haven't been
You
doing.
did an excellent job. Yeah, big fan of that.
But yeah, we need to do it one more time.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a rating and review. Give us a thumbs up, a comment on the YouTube video. That is huge for us.
Huge,
yeah,
huge.
so thumbs
That's
up.
the biggest thing.
If you're watching any of the
And
shorts,
huge shout out to Zach because he's my homie and he got up in the comments,
Yes.
and that's super awesome. So I'm gonna get in them comments after we wrap up today.
excuse me.
So, and I'm gonna be doing that a lot more on these YouTube videos. There's been a lot of craziness going on with the house and this, that, and the other thing, and then the COVID thing, and the whole thing kind of got crazy. But we're kind of normality has been restored, and so
Yeah.
we're gonna be hitting those clips and stuff on the YouTubes. I'm thinking. We did it once before. I'm going to keep doing it. The sports segment is always
Good.
going to be a clip.
Yeah.
Always going to be, or no, we're going to call them shorts now because, Larry the Tax Guy says shorts is the way to
Shorts.
be. And Larry the Tax Man is Larry the Tax Man. So I'm going to listen to him and take his advice because he makes people money. So
Yeah.
why not? And then we're going to start the league. So that's going to be a thing.
That's going to be great.
I'm
That's
so
going to be
excited
really
about it.
good. We could probably, I bet, we could probably get Larry in there and just take his money. He said he's terrible at fantasy football. We'll just take his money every year. So
Larry would take it serious.
if you're
Get
listening
into
to
it,
this,
study
Larry,
up.
let us know if you're interested in a 2-tiered 8-man fantasy league. That's such a fucking good idea.
How many
I'm
people do
so
we have now?
jazzed. We have 14.
So we need
We
two
only
more.
need 2 more. That is cakes.
That's super
That's
easy.
cake to pick up.
We could probably get let's get Jake on the hot seat too.
I think
No more Team Jam.
yeah.
We need separation here.
Mm-hmm.
We're divorcing Team Jam.
Yeah, they got their house squared away. They're married. They're not having kids anytime soon. So
Jake's got time.
yeah, football.
You want it, baby.
Football time. If you're listening, Jake, football time.
And then with Larry and Jake added to the pile, we are in business.
That's good.
Yep.
And if Larry's the only one drafting over the phone, I would do that. There was one year we had 3 people drafting over the phone, and I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
But I would do one. I would do one, especially if it's an 8-man league. I
Yep.
would do one person over the phone. That's easy enough for me to handle.
Mm-hmm.
14 teams, I cannot help anybody else with their team. There's
Yep.
way too much shit for me to try and focus on to make sure that my shit is legit.
Yeah.
But
We'll say doing the over the internet, the online drafting this year due to COVID and stuff actually worked out pretty good, I think.
yeah,
You know, there was some people chatting shit in the comments. We had some good times, and there's that automatic counter. You know,
Yeah.
I love doing it in person.
we
But if
could.
we're gonna grow, that might be more of a special
we could
occasion.
maybe even kick it and like barbecue and shit, but still do the draft on our
Online.
phones. You know,
Oh yeah.
that might be.
Don't worry, we'll have lots of power strips.
Yeah. That might be the way to do it. We
That'd
get
be
yeah,
fun.
that's a good idea. We'll also have Yahoo next year, you know, so it'll be a little
Yep.
bit. So we'll see what's up. But people like the live drafts, doing it in person.
It's
and shit.
fun.
When like I said, if it's two 8-man leagues that are in the same area, that will be a quicker, easier draft.
Yeah.
It won't be as hard because there'll be better players towards the end, so
Yep.
it won't be as hard to be picking people. I think that's a good idea. I'm excited to talk to Jordan about that.
I'm excited.
Yes. So thank you for everybody for watching. If you're on the shorts, then obviously this is on our Instagram or on our YouTube. Salt of the Streets. Instagram is Salt of the Streets. Facebook is Salt of the Streets. We have our own personal social media. I'm at Salt of the Street on Twitter, Salt of the Streets on Parler, and at alpaca_Donovan on Instagram. He's at Big Bird Offie on all of those things. You can find all of this on saltofthestreets.com. We have our Venmos, all that shit if you want to buy t-shirts. This is the line if you want a free t-shirt. What the fuck, over?